Okay, I wasn't gonna make this video because I don't like to talk about companies that I do business with until the company start doing business a shitty way. So let me just tell you about CarMax. I love CarMax. I bought like 5, maybe 6 cars from CarMax, I would imagine. And I know I've referred at least enough people for them to get another 10 to 20, maybe 30 sales. Because I speak highly of CarMax. I thought they had a good system, even though people dog them out because they don't negotiate. But I'm willing to not negotiate if my transaction can be quick. Like I've bought cars at CarMax and I've gotten in and out of CarMax from the point I walk in to the point I leave under 45 minutes. I like that, because if you know how car dealers are today, you can go in a car dealership and you can spend a good 7-8 hours in a car dealership. That is no lie. I'm not exaggerating. Excuse me. I've seen people spend 8 hours in a dealership, and I've spent 8 hours in a dealership when I didn't know better. The only way I do it now is that I'm supporting somebody. Otherwise, if you can't cut me a deal in 45 minutes, my ass is out. Period. When I bought my truck, you know what? I'm not gonna go down it. This is about CarMax. This is about how CarMax did a friend of mine that I referred, and I feel bad that they did this, right? So this car was a nice car. I think they wanted 15, 16, almost 17,000 for a 2012 Lexus ES 350. Shit is sweet. It's nice. It's a Lexus, you know. And if you know the ES 350 brand, you know it's a pretty good car. Well, this is about how CarMax in the dead of night tried to do a bait and switch on this girl, and I think that's because she was a female. And I didn't think that CarMax was that kind of a company. So these rims on here, you see these rims, right? These are nice Lexus rims. And when she was looking at the car, you know, she asked me to look at it. I was like, man, that car is bad. That's tight. For the price, for the miles, 48K, you know, for the financing, everything is perfect. You know, I did kind of wonder why they take a picture of the car with it wet, as you can see. I mean, who the hell does that? You know, so right away they slipping. And this, I think, is maybe just a specific store. This is the Hewlett Mall store, and I bought my Beamer from there. My transaction was good. I didn't have no real issues. You know, went in, bought the car. The only reason I stayed so long was because they couldn't figure out how to do my Navy Fed, but that's another story. But anyway, she goes over, look at the car. You know, I'll send somebody over to CarMax without a mail. You know, a lot of times when a mail goes to a car dealership, car dealers, they don't fuck around. They just, you know, they straight up. But when a woman comes, be it sexist or not, they try to take advantage of you. Think you don't know much. But in any case, she go over, drive the car. The car looks exactly like it is. I said, make sure you check out the paint, because why would they put the car on the website wet? You can see it's wet. So that, to me, I'm thinking like, well, maybe they're trying to hide some paint defects, because this is not what I know CarMax to do, the CarMax that I've dealt with. But in any case, I said, you know, make sure you check out the paint. You know, I'm sure mechanically any car I bought from them has been perfect. You know, it might have had some minor maintenance that was due, but it was just the maintenance due because of the mileage. No big deal. So she go over, drive the car, ride the car. Car's perfect. Go in, sign the paperwork and everything is good. By now it's kind of dark because I guess she went over there kind of late in the evening. You know, of course, by the time you test drive, and it depends on how long you take to look at the car, make a decision, it might be nighttime. But anyways, it was late in the evening, nighttime by the time they got done. She gets the car, and she kind of noticed that they're taking a little bit longer time than normal from what the expectation I gave her. Is that they were taking a little longer, but no big deal. You know, it's that nighttime, finance people not around, whatever, but still got out there in decent time. Get in the car, drive the car home. Remember now, it's at night. She drive the car home. You know, great feeling. I got a nice car. Everything is cool. You know, this was a good deal. Wake up the next morning and you see these rims, right? The next morning, this is what's on the car. What the fuck? Bruh. You know, and here's the deal. When you buying something new, there's this exhilarating, exuberant, happy feeling, and it's easy at night, especially when you don't expect somebody to do something like this, to not notice that they put similar looking rims on the car. You know, you're ecstatic, you're happy, you want to get in the car to drive, they shaking your hand, they happy, congratulations, blah blah blah. They got the bow all on the car, it's all lit up and shit. You know, so the next morning she wake up, she knows something's not quite right. And this lady is a car lady, if you know what I mean. Like, she can drive a car and tell you that the goddamn wheel burn on the right side is going out. Okay, so when she see this, she like, they switched those rims. And yeah, they switched the damn rims, and they did it in the dead of night like thieves, man. I would never expect CarMax to do this, and maybe that's my mistake. I mean, I know I heard some people say some bad stuff about CarMax, bad experiences. I bought 4 or 5 cars from them, no problem. I bought my 650 Beamer from them last year, no problem. But my warning here is, if you are a woman, you might want to play the game a little different. You know, you might want to go over there and be a little harder, be a little more critical. I mean, they could do this to anybody. And like I said, this person is a car person. This person knows, she knows her shit when it comes to cars. Like, I mean, she ain't no mechanic, but okay. You know, she could tell that you switched the rims on the damn car, and they had switched the rims. And here's the problem. There's nothing wrong with these rims. You know, this car is dirty. They look great. They look great. You know, they're not Lexus rims. They ain't gonna kill the car. They look good. It's the principle. Why wouldn't you tell me that the rims on this car don't come with the car? Why would you put this picture on the internet with these rims on it, and then just change the goddamn rims out in the dead of night like thieves and don't tell them? Well, what, you hoping that the person don't notice? And so I don't think I can recommend CarMax anymore. I don't. I mean, my personal experience is maybe because I'm a male and they didn't want to dick around with me. But if you're doing this to the women, female customers, that's just disrespectful, man. That's just some shit that, you know, if you pay a premium to buy a CarMax car because you know they don't negotiate, I'm cool with that. You know, I've done some research. By the time I spend the time dicking around with a non-CarMax dealership, for the few thousand, $100 that I'm going to pay for a CarMax car, it's worth it to me. You know, because I bought cars from, you know, not CarMax, from other dealers outside of that system, and found out 5 or 10 years later the car had been wrecked, bad wrecks. You know, and this is from a BMW dealer, which I won't call their name, Moritz BMW in Arlington. But yeah, but I felt that when I recommend people to go to CarMax, that they're going to get a fair deal. You're going to pay a little extra, that's true, but you're going to get a car that's going to be pretty reliable. Every car I bought from them has been reliable as fuck. You know, had some minor maintenance on it, but that, like I said, this maintenance is due. This just disappointed me. And I had to tell somebody about it, because if I recommend somebody, it's just, to me, it's like if I recommend somebody for a job, I expect them to go and be a good employee. If I recommend a business, I expect that business to be straight up and up and don't treat you different because you're a female. And so this shit right here, it just bugged me. So I was like, she should take the car back. But again, this person is not that kind of person, you know. I mean, it don't matter if the car ain't got chrome rims on it, or, you know, they got other kind of rims on it. That doesn't matter. The car runs great. The car is great. It's just that how you did it would piss anybody off. You know, if you tell me that these are the rims you're gonna get, you need to make sure that them goddamn rims are on there when I come and drive the car. Because if I see these rims and I don't like the way it look, I might either say, well, I'll get some more rims. Can we negotiate on the rims? Or it's cool, you give me the choice. But what you don't do is let me test drive the car with these rims on it. Let me look at the car with these rims on it. And then your monkey ass go and change the rims while I'm doing the paperwork. That shit, if it had been me, it wouldn't have flew with me. I'd have took that shit back and been like, look, you know, you don't do this. And it wasn't even none of my business, you know, in that I didn't buy the car. But the fact that I referred her, and I have bought cars, you know, I wrote a strongly worded letter to their corporate office, you know, because it pissed me off. I'm recommending you people to come over and buy cars from you, and people buy cars from you based on my recommendation, and then this is the kind of shit you do. CarMax is a troll. This Hewlin store especially, you know, even I bought my car from them and I didn't have a problem, they apparently treat women a little differently, and that's some bullshit. So I'm gonna say, let the buyer beware. I wouldn't recommend CarMax anymore to people. I would buy a car from my experience, but I know that I need to start looking at them like they are just another car dealership, which maybe that's how I should have been looking at them all along, which in some ways I do. You know, I just know you ain't gonna negotiate with them, and that's cool with me. If I want to dick around and negotiate, I'll go to a non-CarMax dealership. But for me, I look at the value of the car, I look at the KBB, I look at the actual car. If they're a couple of grand or a couple of hundred higher than what I can get at BMW or Chevy, I'd rather do this than dick around 7 hours at a regular car dealership. And I do mean you dig around, because every car dealership that I've went to, you know, they want to play the game. Well, let me go take this offer back to my manager, and they come out with some bullshit. You know how it works. So this video is, you know, if you work at CarMax and you know that this shit kind of go on, stop it. Don't do this. You know, just because it's a woman coming at her, you don't treat a woman no different you treat a man. You wouldn't have did this shit to a man. I firmly believe that. So disappointed. Huge disappointment. CarMax on that bullshit, y'all.